Hey there everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is going to be super fun. I asked AI to turn Sokah into a Pokemon. You'll never believe what AI came up with. And if you're excited to see what AI does to this one as a Pokemon, this is your puppy pit stop to hit that like and subscribe. So we hope that you stick around to see what AI does to turn this one into a Pokemon. I promise it'll be awesome. All right, let's roll the AI video turning Sokah into her own customized Pokemon, presenting a Sokah original.
Who's that Pokémon?
So after coming up with our design for our beloved Husky Pokemon, we needed to give this character a name. The name that we decided on was Luminova, and I put up on screen the AI's description of this name. The description reads, "How about Luminova? It blends Lumina, Latin for light, and Nova, a stellar explosion symbolizing power. This name captures both the dazzling brilliance and electrifying energy of your Pokemon. It could be an electric light type, harnessing abilities like Radiant Surge to boost speed or Thunder Flare to blind opponents with a burst of charged light. Does this name spark something exciting for you?" Now, a name for the Pokemon is all great and dandy, but what kind of trainer would I be if I didn't have a Pokédex entry for my newly caught character? So this was another thing I had to discuss with the AI. Please help me come up with an amazing Pokédex entry for Luminova. Pokédex entry for Luminova. Luminova, the Radiance Pokemon. An electric light type. Luminova generates immense energy, glowing like a miniature star. Its body pulses with an ever-changing spectrum of light, intensifying before unleashing a dazzling electrical storm. Ancient legends tell of Luminova guiding lost travelers with its luminous aura, but its brilliance can also blind those who stare too long. When threatened, it releases Aurora Shock, a burst of radiant electricity that disrupts all nearby electronics. And for those of you watching, as a Pokemon trainer, one of the things that I wanted to do was learn my Luminova's strengths. So with the power of AI, here's what we came up with. Luminova is a powerhouse of dazzling energy and electric prowess, and here are its key strengths. Blinding speed. Its light-based energy allows it to move at incredible speeds, making it hard for opponents to land a hit. Radiant power. Its attacks combine electricity and light, dealing devastating damage with moves like Solar Pulse and Aurora Shock. Energy manipulation. Luminova can absorb ambient light to boost its own power, making it stronger in bright environments. Support capabilities. Beyond raw strength, it can use Luminous Veil to shield allies or enhance their accuracy in battle. Versatility. With its ability to adapt to different battle conditions, Luminova is a flexible fighter, excelling in fast-paced skirmishes and strategic support roles. In summary, with these strengths, Luminova shines as both a fierce attacker and a strategic ally. And not only do these Pokemon moves sound amazing, but it pretty much sums up what our Husky is good at in real life. And unfortunately, just like owning a pet in real life, Pokemon also have weaknesses. So as wonderful as the strengths are, I want to keep myself up to date on how can I help my Luminova in battle. So here are the weaknesses that I will need to overcome. Unfortunately, even the radiant power of Luminova has its limits. Here are some of its key weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Dark-type weakness. Since Luminova relies on light-based abilities, Dark-type Pokemon can absorb or distort its energy, making them natural counters. Overcharge risk. When using Radiant Overcharge, Luminova burns through its energy reserves rapidly. If not managed carefully, it can enter a temporary power drain state where its stats drop significantly. Shadow absorption. Areas with intense darkness, like caves or fog-heavy battlefields, reduce Luminova's effectiveness, weakening its luminous abilities. Water conductivity. While not its biggest weakness, water can amplify incoming electric attacks, making Luminova more vulnerable in rainy conditions. Eye sensitivity. Its dazzling light can be a double-edged sword. If reflected back at it, Luminova can be temporarily blinded or disoriented. Despite these challenges, Luminova is still a force to be reckoned with. One thing that I've learned as a Husky owner and now as a Luminova trainer is that a Husky is super stubborn, so you need to be more stubborn. So no matter what, strengths or weaknesses, always adapt and overcome, and you should be just fine. Last but not least, I wanted to challenge the AI to come up with the art that you traditionally see in the manga and anime. It was one thing for the AI to come up with a video of turning Sokah the Husky into a Pokemon, but what would it do if I only had that single screenshot from that video? Would it stay similar, or would it completely go off the rails and not do what I'm asking it to do? This is AI after all, so you just never know. But I am ready to reveal these results to you guys, and let me tell you, I could not be more in shock. Presenting the photo that the AI came up with. I am actually thoroughly impressed that the AI came up with this kind of photo. The picture is exactly what I was hoping for. An art style that was closely resembling what you normally think of with Pokemon, the traditional manga or anime style of art. I am actually so shook that the AI was able to use the reference of the realistic kind of video screenshot it had come up with, turning that into that normal kind of Pokemon art that you usually see. I am very impressed, and she looks so cute. The design is so Sokah, but as a Pokemon. Seeing how good this picture turned out got me very excited and thinking, what if I take some of the behaviors that our Husky does and I ask the AI to turn that into different Pokemon behaviors for Luminova. So I have a few other wonderful photos that I am excited to show you guys that have different things that Sokah does, but brought into that Pokemon Luminova form. Here we start off strong with a Luminova sniffing the forest, and Sokah in the background in the video is doing the same thing, so it's pretty fitting. This picture transitions from Luminova sniffing that wonderful forest, getting ready into a battle stance. She is ready to go. And this also transitions beautifully into the next couple pictures, which are of some of her majestic lightning attacks. I needed to get some electricity action in there, seeing as she is a light electric type. I just love how the electricity fully takes over and her eyes are aglow. Very strong and very cool electric type attacks. A few other things to add to her Pokemon moves are, I think this would be called Thunder Feet. Sokah loves to run, and since this is a Husky type Pokemon, well, we gotta have those cool paws filled with electricity, and she is just going. Nothing is stopping her. She is the white bullet. And not only that, Sokah loves to jump. She is super athletic, so Luminova has to have a jumping picture. So here we are, the Thunder Feet. She's running, she is going, and also a really cool she's up in the air and jumping picture. And the thing I really like about these electricity Pokemon attack pictures and anything she's doing like running or jumping is there's that cool aura that I wanted the AI to keep around her photos, and I'm really glad it did that. It did such a good job. The eyes can glow, the aura encompasses the character. It's just really well done. This photo that I wanted made has to do with Sokah loves to watch. When she's outside, she loves watching what's going on. When she's inside, she's looking out a window. And wolves like to be in the mountains a lot, at least from what I've seen from Alaska videos and stuff. So I imagine this Pokemon in forests or mountains would often gaze out watching from a cliffside. So that was kind of my thought process with this picture here. We, of course, have to throw in a moon photo. What comes to the mind when you think of huskies? Howling. Wolves? Howling. Groups of them howling. And you always see pictures of them howling at the moon. So we had to have a Luminova howling at the moon. Once again, I imagine in forests or wherever it's from that they would do that in those regions. So Luminova howling at the moon. This video is one of my favorites because Sokah sleeps like a donut. So I had to get the AI to make Luminova sleeping, and I'm actually really impressed that it made her sleep in a donut. I didn't even ask that to do that, but that is what it came up with. The first sleeping donut pose I have is of Luminova during the day. But then at night, to kind of bring it back to its abilities and attacks and powers, it glows at night with a soft aura. So if it's calm and safe, it'll have a gentle aura versus the strong electric one that it has when in battle. This final picture on the list is definitely the best for last. It is Luminova with the Northern Lights. It is definitely inspired by here in Canada. We do have the Northern Lights, and we even get to see them here in southern Alberta. And not only that, when you think of mountains and wolves and being up north, I think you often think of the Northern Lights. So I just had to add that in. Luminova with the Northern Lights, and I'll even add a couple of my own pictures of the Northern Lights that I have seen just outside of town here in southern Alberta. Alrighty folks, here is the finale you have all been waiting for. This is how my Pokemon battle went with Luminova. Enjoy! my battle with Luminova. After that challenging battle, it was off to the Pokemon Center for some much needed rest. It was quite eventful. The biggest challenge when battling this Pokemon is it likes to steal the Pokeball. I guess just like a dog, it thinks the Pokeball is a ball to chase after. Alrighty everyone, thank you so much for joining in for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing Luminova and getting AI to come up with this character. I had an absolutely great time doing this with the AI, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. A lot of heart and soul was put in. I've been a huge fan of the Pokemon franchise and Pokemon games for as long as I can remember, and I think it was about time to get my own real-life Pokemon. And finally, what programs did I use for the AI software? So for the videos of Sokah, for the AI video generated clips, I used Hailoo AI video /create, and I'll put that up on screen now in case you're interested in going there yourself. And the AI program or software that I used to generate the cute anime style pictures of Sokah or Luminova was ChatGPT or also Copilot. So those were the programs I used to help me out with that. Last but not very least, I also just wanted to give credit to where I got the music from. These soundtracks are from the original Pokemon Red and Blue GBA, Game Boy Advanced games, and lastly also the Pokemon Nintendo DS Diamond and Pearl. So I'll put those links as well up on screen in case you're interested in checking them out. I really appreciated how easy it was for me to just download some of the music that I loved, and I think it really makes a difference to add Pokemon music to a Pokemon video. But anyways, as always, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe. It really helps out so much. You guys are amazing. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Meow.